Dungey here from TYP, Theatre Sports Youth Program, and we're going to be looking at a fabulous exercise and also possibly a game. It's called Yes and. When you're doing improv, of course, you must say yes to all offers that come to you, so your story and scene can advance and go into the future. Also, what's going on is that you need to be confident and be an expert. In yes and, that's what this is all about, is getting you to force you to explore what it is to be an expert. And of course, that means that your confidence, you know facts, you know figures, you love the subject you're talking about. And between the two of you, you are going to create a wonderful little scene. And this could also be a theatre sports game where you have two experts are actually playing this. And what you might say to the audience is, can we get an expertise, something we're going to talk about? So something that I got someone to write out for me, owls. I don't know a lot about owls, I'll tell you right now, but that doesn't matter because it's improv. So I can just make things up. So I'm going to say a statement of fact, and then my fellow player is going to enthusiastically respond with yes, and they're going to come up with some other piece of information that I'm going to agree with a yes, and then I'm going to add something else. And the two of us are just going to add. So owls belong to the bird family. Yes, and in fact, they are a particular kind of bird that has amazing eyesight in the dark. Yes, in fact, they need no light at all, and they can actually see. It's very much like X-ray vision, kind of like sonar. Yes, dolphins and owls, in fact, share this amazing quality. Through the water, owls through the night. Yes. And that means that owls can go hunting in the night and they can see their prey down on the ground. Yes. And they can see that prey from a good 1,500 meters away. Yes. And from that amazing height, the prey on the ground can never smell or know that they are actually being watched. Yes. And that enables the owl to lock onto the prey and begin an amazing descent. Yes, and that descent is literally at 209 kilometers per hour. Yes, it has been logged, sometimes going up to 250 kilometers an hour. Yes, and that owl is able to stop itself from smashing into the ground, because that is very fast, by a technique known as coming up. Yes, and the coming up technique means that the owl can stop or put on the brakes about 2 meters from the ground. Yes, and that enables that owl to be able to just appear from nowhere and get whatever prey it is, and thus feed itself, and of course its young children. Yes, and it oftentimes will have at least 4 young children at a time. Yes, and that is called a alunium. Yes, and alunium is like a pack or a herd, but that's what it's called for owls. Yes, and they only mate once every 4 years on a full moon. Yes. And of course, that means that owls are incredibly endangered. Yes. And so on and so forth. So it can become quite silly, quite nutty, but you can also create 2 really interesting characters that have big characteristics, put them in an interesting place, and they can be 2 experts who are having a chat. And it's fascinating to watch. So get a hold of someone, a partner, someone in your bubble, someone on Zoom, and give it a go. And have loads of fun. Bye.